We need to get Jody and Peter on here. Then it would be a laugh riot.
Just blindside him. Get him on here right now. So we're talking about Manborg.
We're talking Manborg, ladies and gentlemen, with our good friends Jody Legreed and Peter Legreed. Come on down and tell us what you think. What? Who are you people? What is this? Where am I? God. Yeah, we're doing another late night Kulturecast After Dark with Kulturecast in the nude. I'm in the nude. Dustin did not follow the assignment. Can you imagine that? Just like showing up just bare ass. I mean, I could be naked from the waist down. You don't know. You could be too, for all I know. Just like, oh God, he's taking his shirt off. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a visual medium. Yeah, no, I'm joined once again by my good friend. He is a artist among artists, a man about town. Formerly, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong here, formerly of the FBI's Top Most Wanted at one point, I believe, for like something about mail fraud, right?
Briefly. With
mail chimps?
Yes.
You were doing that whole mail fraud with chimps that send mail. They made a movie about it called Mail Chimps.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. My good friend Dustin Rutledge.
Hello.
Hi. Hello there. We've been talking this whole time and now I'm acknowledging you. Hello.
I made it official.
Yeah. And on this episode, we are talking about a movie, ? I think we'll talk
exclamation point.
Yeah, we'll talk about some other things too, I kind of feel like, given what we're talking about here. But we are talking about Astron 6's first film, I guess it's a feature, but it's not an hour and 20 minutes long. Doesn't take away from the quality, but we're going to be talking about 2011's Manborg.
Manborg.
This whole nightmare is my doing.
Soon I will bring hell to you.
All renegades will be terminated.
But now it seems time has run out for us all.
My name is Manborg.
I planned it so that you would reawaken here in the future. Finish what you started all those years ago. You go make things right again. Game on.
Oh yeah!
Suck on this.
What if we're too late? It's never too late to be a hero.
Now, obsolete. Oh, that was intense.
So, Manborg is directed and written by Steven Kostanski, along with Jeremy Gillespie, and it is an Astron 6 film. Astron 6 is kind of a film production and distributing company out of Winnipeg, Canada. You may not have seen Manborg, but I guarantee you've probably seen previews for their most recent film that came out in 2020, which I enjoyed, as I know you did, Psycho Gorman.
Oh, yeah.
Psycho Gorman was great. Also, I am personally a fan of The Void. I don't know if you've seen The Void. It is a kind of Cthulhu Lovecraftian movie. It has Aaron Poole. It has Ellen Wong, the Knives Chow from Scott Pilgrim. They also directed Leprechaun Returns, which I have not seen. The Editor, which I have seen, and Father's Day, which I have not seen. But this is their first film, if you want to call it that. You know what this reminded me of, Dustin? Because you picked this. This reminded me of Kung Fury.
It does. It's got that feeling.
It's got
that ness.
That loving feeling. So, Dustin, why did you pick Manborg? Because I normally am just like, Dustin, what do you want to talk about?
I picked it because the first time I saw it, I mean, it was a while back, and some roommates at the time, we watched a lot of just crappy B movies and gory, stupid movies, and one of them came home with a DVD of Manborg, and I was like, "What is that? We've got to watch that!" And then we just loved it, fell in love with it. It's like watching a Street Fighter game with a little more to it, barely.
Yeah, it is almost like there. The movie is obviously very much inspired by 80s action movies, 90s sci-fi, 80s sci-fi. But then you do have like what I would consider, and clearly you've already kind of talked to it a little bit, like a video game sensibility, which directors in the 80s didn't have because that wasn't the thing then. But if you were making a movie like this about that time or influenced by that time, it's almost makes perfect sense to include video game kind of homages, because again, video games in the 80s in the video game kind of go hand in hand, but there needs to be some distance from it to be able to make nostalgic kind of things like this. And yeah, I think, you said, you mentioned your roommates would bring back, crappy B movies. That is the intention here. That is the sole intention, is to make, this is not supposed to be good. This is, it's not that it's not supposed to be good. It's intended to be tongue in cheek. It's intended to be very campy. It was filmed in Steven Kostanski's garage. Admittedly,
for like $1,000.
Yeah, for like 1,000 Canadian, even. The loonies or whatever I believe they're called. But yeah, it was $1,000 Canadian, and it was filmed over a year with 2 years of post production. That's, look, I've been working on a project now for a year and almost a half. And, when people hear that number, they go, well, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand. Why does it take so long? And it's like, oh, no, you don't understand. Like, in this industry, you measure things in weeks, not days. Yeah. It's like you get like a crack at the week to do something, and then that's kind of it. So they're working when they can, and I understand. Because, that is the thing about this movie is even though it's not, again, it's 70 minutes, barely even 70 minutes, there's so much going on that why it took them 3 years to make it.
Yeah, the effects, as purposefully low budget they are. I mean, they were low budget, but they celebrated that fact.
Right.
The effects are so well done within that ceiling of... Yeah.
I would not guess
they stayed in their lane. They knew their lane, and they killed it.
Yeah. Would you guess that this was $1,000 movie to make?
No, I probably would have thought it was more.
Yeah.
Especially given the makeup and the stuff of all the monsters and demons.
Yeah. Well, and that's the funny thing. I was looking at an interview with the director, and he was like, "Oh, these things were falling apart while we were filming. We were gluing it back together." And but I love that. Even though this movie is,
that's punk rock, man.
Yeah, that's I feel like I have to sneeze. I'm not sure. It's like Robert Rodriguez and Kevin Smith. It's kind of that tradition of, I've got a camera, I've got my friends here. Let's make a fucking movie.
Yeah.
And
you got somebody that's pretty good at After Effects.
Clearly. And that's the thing, like we kind of mentioned, you and I could go pick up a camera and go film, but I don't think we could make this.
No, and just to...
I mean, we could. We actually totally could. If you and I were so gung-ho about making this, we could. I could learn how to do stop motion. We could learn how to do video editing. We could learn, because most of this is chroma key stuff. Most of this is just pre-made.
Totally.
It's just a fucking green screen and them standing in front of a green screen. Almost all of this movie is green screen.
Oh, yeah. The stop motion stuff was really cool, and it just fit.
Yeah.
You're in hell, you're in these world of demons. Of course, it's not going to look the same, so it just fit.
Yeah. So the movie opens with Count Draculon and his Nazi vampires taking over Earth during the Hell Wars. And if that sentence doesn't excite you immediately, you should probably just turn this fucking show right the fuck off. Because when you hear that, it should almost give you a pretty good idea of what you're getting yourself into. That sentence alone. Count Draculon, who talks like Dracula, mind you.
Yeah. I love that. What if we just put an N at the end?
Draculon. Okay, sure. So you have a soldier who gets killed, and then in a very RoboCop-esque way, he gets brought back by Manborg because he's brought back as Manborg because he was the only soldier to, I guess, face Count Draculon one-on-one.
Yep.
And after he gets killed and brought back to life as Manborg, he ends up having to fight Count Draculon again in the future when they believe that he'll be able to kill him. And they're joined by some characters, one of which is one of the most obnoxious characters in film history. I'm sorry.
Talking about Billy Idol?
I am talking about Connor Sweeney as Justice, a gunfighter who resembles Billy Idol with an Australian accent. Dustin, you know the movie Fifth Element?
Yeah.
You know why I don't like that movie?
Why?
Because of Chris Tucker's obnoxious performance.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, he's hard to listen to.
This movie this movie pushed me there with that fucking bullshit Australian accent and just, I don't know, I liked everything else about the movie but his performance. And I know that that's like singling out an actor.
He's not really from Australia?
Yeah, who would have fucking thought? And look, Connor Sweeney is one of the Astron 6 guys, so I get it. Like, I get it. He's part of the production company. He's part of that friend group. So is Adam Brooks. So is Matt Kennedy. So is Steven Kostanski. So is Jeremy Gillespie. So this is a work of love between this group of friends.
And to keep costs down, you got to do it yourself.
Exactly, but I feel like when they were sitting down and writing the script, somebody was like, this is going to be really funny. I just don't find it funny. That character gets in the way of like almost everything in the movie. You know what I mean? I got really hung up on that character, Dustin. I'm sorry.
I don't think the Australian accent adds anything. You could have not had it and it'd be fine.
Yeah. Him looking like Billy Idol's enough.
Yeah.
But he does this like really...
A Billy Idol lost boy.
Yeah, he does a really shit Australian accent. And again, it's intentionally shit. Like, it's intentionally a shitty Australian accent. It's over the top. It's very tongue-in-cheek. I'm surprised he doesn't say, throw another shrimp on the Barbie. It's that level of, like, when you hear it, you're like, yeah, I get what they're trying to do. Yeah, exactly. Like, I get what they're trying to do, but my issue is just, like, he's in every scene.
Yeah, it's a lot of him.
It's a lot. And look, again, he's one of the Astron 6 guys, just like Matt Kennedy, just like Adam Brooks. So I get it. Just like Jeremy Gillespie, who plays the Baron. So, like, I understand why. But, man, just a choice. It was a definite choice. And sometimes choices pay, and sometimes they don't.
And the other thing, he's supposed to kind of come off as, like, this bad boy. Like, he's the gun guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's the wizard with the guns, like, and he's just comes off as a ex-dancer in a Billy Idol costume.
Yeah, it worked. I get what they're going for. Yeah, again, with this movie as kind of bizarre and weird and over the top, and again, it's like barely a movie. It's like a bunch of vignettes kind of strung together. Like, it really is like. But that's
it's a caricature through and through.
That's the magic of filmmaking, especially this kind of movie making, cheap movie making, is that, your budget ends up becoming, if you let it become a hindrance, it will be, but it could also force you to rise to the occasion and really do something. And, when we talk about a movie like this, the effects are amazing. They're genuinely amazing.
They are.
Watching Evil Dead. In Evil Dead, they didn't have the computers that they do now, so it was pretty much just all practical. But, like, even now, with this movie, like, all of it's practical, for the most part, aside from, like, the chroma key backdrops. It's probably, like, 90% practical, which is why it would take 2 years of post-production. Because most movies don't have 1 hour of effect shots. It's, like, 20 minutes. But you spend an hour of your movie with effects in every shot. I mean, you're setting yourself up for a massive amount of work.
Yeah. Well, and I think, some things that are coming out now, like you mentioned, Kung Fury, Netflix just dropped that Guardians of Justice show, and they're all in that kind of chroma key setting. So it's almost like, that's the thing. So they're kind of ahead of their time a little bit.
Well, and then that's the thing, like I mentioned about Kung Fury, like Kung Fury kind of took the internet by storm, and I think are making a movie.
I think so, yeah.
Fucking Schwarzenegger as the president, I think, if that sounds about right. Doesn't that sound right? Does that sound like a thing?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, and it's weird to me that like this didn't catch the way Kung Fury did, and I think I know why. I think it's because it's a good idea. I just don't think it's a movie. I don't think it needed to be a movie. Do you know what I mean? Like, Kung Fury worked because Kung Fury is like 20 minutes, and it's that, and it's not much. I mean, it's doing as much as you can with it without forcing the audience to like, watch, damn you, watch. It's like, that's like 20 minutes, 30 minutes is about like all I can take of something like this. Like a hyper nostalgia bomb.
Yeah.
I think it's all I can take, and I think that less is more with nostalgia.
Well, and as much like campy fun this was, in terms of it being a movie, I think if this is what you're trying to say, I think Kung Fury was probably written better because there was, even in the 20 minutes it was, an origin story, a plot, and a kill the bad guy.
They made the most of their time, and I don't think they did here.
And this one it had it was pretty muddy at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And then only till the very end was there like, okay, they have a plan. We're going to go kill the bad guy, And
there's a side plot with a character who is in love with another character that goes nowhere. There's just, I don't want to pile on this movie because, again, this is like fucking 5 dudes in a garage going, let's make a movie. And so I don't want to be the guy who's like, nobody should do that if it's not something that's like amazing, that like people on the internet aren't like shitting their pants over, like, oh my, it's the fucking best thing. Like, I don't want to be that guy to like devalue what someone else does. But if you make something that's an hour long like this and you present 5 minutes of plot, I'm going to get bored. I'm going to start looking at other things that you're doing, not focusing on the plot, because again, they don't really have a plot. They didn't really give us a plot. There's not really a rising action and a falling action. Not that there has to be, but when something like Kung Fury does have that, it's just like it leaves something to be desired. And I think it's an unfortunate comparison, really, with Kung Fury, because if not for this, Kung Fury would not exist anyways.
Right, true.
I think. Maybe not. Maybe they would have still done it, but like these things build on one another. So like seeing the viability, seeing the push, seeing that people are interested in these kinds of nostalgic 80s things. And you know what's wild about this, dude? Like straight up, like what are they referencing? Because these movies don't exist. Like these kinds of movies that they're referencing don't exist, but they've made this like weird thing that does exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and I think what, even though the plot is a little to be desired, I think what makes me love it is just kind of the silly action of it, and it's cheap gore, and it's just kind of fun, and some of the stupid lines that just make me laugh.
Well, that was the other thing I wanted to mention. So other than Connor Sweeney as Justice, the Billy Idol character, the character of Number One Man is a absolute stroke of genius. So you have Ludwig Lee playing Number One Man, an Asian character played by an Asian actor, whose then voice is dubbed by
and
Kyle.
It's not in sync.
No, well, of course not. But I would have been more surprised if it had been in sync. And it's voiced by Kyle Herbert, Kyle Hebert, not Herbert. Sorry, I don't watch Dragon Ball Z. But if you did watch Dragon Ball Z, that's where you would know him from, because I guess he does the voice of Gohan. So, again, I'm not a Dragon Ball Z guy, but when I heard the voice, I was like, that's not one of the Astron 6 guys. This is a professional voiceover artist. Because honestly, it kind of took me out of the movie when he talked, because when I heard his voice, I was like, that's a professional.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I mean? Like, that
stood out. Clearly
someone who does this for a living is doing this voice. But I like the idea of them like, yeah, let's just have a character in our movie that's like a martial artist, but let's dub him.
Yeah, and not just any martial artist. That was Liu Kang.
Oh, pretty. So yeah. So that's the other thing. Like we were talking about, like video game sensibilities. Like that's who I assume that character is based off of.
Totally. Yeah.
Right. I mean, he even does Liu Kang moves.
Yeah,
He does
had some speed.
He does the flying
Which is-
kick. He does the flying kick
Yep.
too that Liu Kang does.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. But, then you come to the character of Manborg, who, he's just not a compelling character.
No. Well, and he's kind of framed as a bit of a dope for a
Right.
little bit.
Put your thumb out and get a ride. Like, what?
And like when they're trying to sneak behind like those boxes, and he's like, "Rrr, rrr, rrr, rrr," and they're like, "Quiet, Manborg."
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to like choice to take the lead and make him like a complete and utter bumbling idiot. And I see where they were going, but with this kind of movie, with this kind of story, I would have preferred it be more like Kung Fury, where he's just fucking annihilating people. Because the story that they tell with him being like a dunce and a dope, like, where is that coming from? Because in the beginning of the movie, he's the only one with the balls to try to fight Count Draculon. And then he's like just an idiot all of a sudden. I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, it doesn't make any narrative sense. And again, I'm looking for narrative sense in a movie called Manborg. So maybe that's on me. It's just one of those things where you just don't think too hard.
Yeah.
Don't think at all, really.
Well, and what was kind of thinking about Manborg and thinking about inspirations for the movie. I mean, you see it all over the place in the movie, like inspirations they pulled from.
Oh, yeah.
And thinking about his story, maybe like it's almost like a Luke Skywalker story where he's kind of like, oh, gee, power converters, and then all of a sudden he has this Obi-Wan character coming out of his chest to help him discover how to use his weapons.
Yeah, that's fair. Man, I really like Adam Brooks, too.
Yeah.
He's so good. I mean, he was great in Psycho Gorman. He was the lead in The Editor. I really like him. I like his like look too. There's something about him, like not the Dr. Scorpius version, which is not the version of Adam Brooks that I am familiar. Like that look is like obviously for this, but like the mustache and the hair, like he's got a good look to him. And then he also plays Count Draculon under like 10 pounds of makeup. 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 40 pounds of makeup. My God, at the end of the movie, that climax where Manborg and him are fighting, like I can't even make heads or tails of what's going on with that makeup. It just looks like something else.
That had to be brutal to be in that.
Oh my God, because he's in a head to toe makeup.
Yeah.
Not done by professionals. Done by him and his buddies in their garage. Like I don't know how much fucking spirit gum they went through and spirit gum remover, but my God, just like, all right, honey, I'll wheel the trash can full of spirit gum bottles out to the curb.
So speaking of Dr. Scorpius, though, I think one of the parts that I chuckled at the most was when they were talking about how hell came to Earth and how he's the one that
For science.
like unlocked it because he was doing science.
Just science. I like they just hang a lantern on some really funny shit in this movie. That was one of the things I just laughed so hard. It was like, because of science. Because of scientific progress. Like, sure.
Well, then he said, I tried to undo it, and they show him hitting the backspace button on his keyboard.
Oh my God. There's, that is the thing, like the writing, some of the characters are kind of like I've already mentioned, kind of obnoxious, but there are some pretty funny one-liners. There's some pretty, I don't know if I want to say there's some good action, because like, I don't think there is. Would you say like this is
in the realm of which
technical sense, it is an action movie.
In the realm in which they created, I think the action fits perfectly.
Yeah, but don't watch this if you're expecting like Kung Fury levels of action.
No, yeah, it's different.
Yeah, this is very much operating inside of a kind of strict level of like a strict box of guidelines. I feel like, because I feel like they could have probably done more too, but they also wanted to stay true to.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you think about something like the Terminator, like what is the action in the Terminator, the original movie? Like, right? Like
Good
the
point.
action is what? Like Michael Biehn fighting the Terminator towards the end of the movie, but it's a lot of like running away.
Yeah.
Not a lot of like, not
shooting some guns.
Yeah, it's shooting guns, but that's it. Like it's not, it's not T2, that's for sure. I mean,
Right.
Just like Alien and Aliens. I mean, and I kind of see that here. Like they're doing as much as they can, but I honestly feel like they wanted to do something more with this, and they very well may still. It's only been 11 years. They've still only made like 5 other movies. So they could still revisit this.
Oh, yeah.
But, like,
there could totally be a Manborg, too.
But what's the point? Like, I would rather see Psycho Gorman, too. Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's funny, though, like, when you watch something like this, and then you and I have both seen Psycho Gorman, I see Psycho Gorman in this. I see the Manborg in Psycho Gorman a lot.
See, crossover.
Oh, Manborg and Psycho Gorman?
Yeah.
I just don't think Manborg's a convincing and interesting enough character. I just don't. Like, he's dead.
By the time he comes across Psycho Gorman, he's honed his abilities, Chris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But he's dead at the end of the movie.
He's a robot.
But he's dead.
They can rebuild
He
him.
ran out of that water boy super cooled water or whatever was in his chest.
They'll find some in hell before they leave.
Right? We got you back, Manborg. Again, like, with the other Astron 6 stuff, I see those influences of this in those. Focusing on these kind of like specific genre type films, really kind of keeping yourself in the 80s. Because even like Psycho Gorman is a pretty 80s movie. It has like a lot of 80s sensibilities, practical effects, lots of body horror and gore. Like a lot of those things didn't make it out of the 80s in any substantive way, especially like body horror kind of did. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, there are tons of body horror movies that come out every year. There's like a handful, 5 or 6, and there are very few mainstream ones. That's for sure. It's a lot of like indie horror is doing a lot with body horror, which I appreciate. Because I mean, this is kind of a body horror movie a little bit too. A little bit? A tad?
Yeah, I would say so.
Anytime you have a character becoming something else, there's a little bit of body horror to it.
Yep. Going through the characters in my head here, I mean, I think a little bit, if I were to put myself in their shoes when making this movie, they were probably like, well, who do you want to be?
Right, exactly.
Who do you want to be?
Exactly.
And obviously there's a Billy Idol fan. Somebody loves Street Fighter. And the other character, well, Mina, the other hero, she's just kind of your, what would you call it? Just kind of like
generic female 80s character from a action movie.
Generic female fighter.
She reminds me a lot of the female character from Aliens.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like in that vein, right? Like it's in that vein of, and there weren't a lot of those movies in the 80s, like these badass females, like there were some, but that's a thing now that people are like, we need to be, like, females can be badass too, and we should. I don't know shit. Like, I don't know why people were like, oh, why do we think of that now? Okay.
I thought the best effects followed her character, because she had all the things with the knives, and like she'd throw a knife or like jump to go stab somebody, and it reminded me of like the effects from Scott Pilgrim versus the World, where it's like kind of zoomed in but fast, and
it's very stylized. Again, there is I don't know what the fucking footage was when they put it together, but like previs, or I guess when they were before they were doing the visual effects, so previs. But man, I would not have wanted to be the editor on this. Just like a fucking cocaine-fueled nightmare.
Like, whoa, what?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're like Steven Kostanski's vision and Astron 6's vision, as much as there are problems that I have, like, this must have been so singular a vision. Because I don't know how else you could make a movie like this. Because there's so much stuff going on. Like, again, plot-wise, it's a little disappointing, but from a technical standpoint, like, you gotta give these guys the utmost credit in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Making the Revenant in natural daylight is great and all, Alexander Inarritu, but try making a movie with $1,000 Canadian dollar budget. Like, it's impressive. Again, is it the best movie I've ever seen? No. But is it a testament to the ability to make movies? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They made a movie for $1,000, and a lot of people had fun watching it.
Yeah.
That's speaks to it.
Right. Like, what else do you say to that? And then you go on to other bigger budget, bigger things. I mean, they go from this to Father's Day, then The Editor, then The Void, then Leprechaun Returns of all things, and then Psycho Gorman. I mean, my God. Psycho Gorman was great.
Oh, yeah.
Psycho Gorman, I think, for me, is probably the best thing that they've done.
Probably the most put together thing.
Well, that's for sure. But then again, like, I watch something like The Editor and I like it, but it's just, Psycho Gorman is definitely the most palatable.
Yeah.
Mainstream palatable. Because the Editor kind of is a Giallo thing. The Void is a Lovecraft thing. Leprechaun Returns, I mean, I haven't seen it, but I guess you could probably make the case it's the most financially viable given that it's a Leprechaun movie. But from what I remember hearing about it, it's not the bad one that they did. So there was like a Leprechaun movie where it was like the origins of the Leprechaun, and that was a WWE produced movie.
Okay.
And then there was this one, which I think was like people were middle of the road.
Huh.
So I don't know. I have a couple friends that really love Leprechauns. The movie, not the creatures, though I guess maybe the creatures as well. It's just a thing to say. I have friends who like leprechauns. Like, what an idiotic thing to say out loud as an adult. Just of course, why not? Count Draculon, Dustin.
The Baron was another awesome character.
The guy, oh yeah. What does number one man say to him? How could you forget me? I ripped out your eyes. Like, what the fuck? The Baron was the other character where I was like, where is this going here? Like, what are we going? Because he's the one who falls in love with Mina.
Yeah, he starts off sadistic, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's like this love scorn demon that's in love with the hero.
Yeah, he's like, I just really love you, and I want to take you away to hell, where I come from.
And somehow he found flowers.
Right. They escaped with these flowers. I think that's the thing. That like the movie really shines when they're letting their kind of campiness flow through the dialogue.
Yep. I agree.
Because it does still have like the movies in the 80s didn't have the sensibility of the 21st century, and this movie does. It has that 21st century comedy sensibility.
Yeah, well, there's lines that are used that, so it's kind of set up like you almost like expect what the dialogue will be like, and then Manborg all of a sudden says, "You dick," and it's like, what?
I think my favorite line in the movie is he says he's like Count Draculon, more like asshole. Like what?
Or when he's going off with his guns. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Manborg is a man child. Is probably closer to the reality of his character. And it's an interesting choice. Again, I don't know if it works entirely, but it works well enough. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe they do bring back Manborg 2 with like Psycho Gorman level of production value.
I wrote down two other lines from the movie that I chuckled at. Number one man says to the Baron when he's fighting him, "The power of the human spirit will never be obsolete." It's just a corny phrase.
Yeah.
I'd want that on a t-shirt or something.
Again, that like for me, the dialogue is well written, and this like it's funny. It's really funny. Like it's a funny movie minus the Connor Sweeney as Justice stuff.
And there was one that was almost like kind of breaking the fourth wall a little bit when his brother shows up, and then another like Obi-Wan Kenobi type ghost situation at the end. He's like, "Hey, bro, it's me, your brother. You know, the one that died at the beginning."
There is no heaven.
Yeah, great job out there. There is no heaven.
I think that might be my favorite line in the entire movie. Because it's just like so strange. It's like, there is no heaven. Okay, bye.
And then Manborg goes from like a smile for seeing his brother, and he's like sad.
He's like, there's
no heaven.
But there is hell, though.
Yeah, there is a hell.
There is a hell, but there is no heaven.
Yeah, hilarious.
Have you seen anything else like this? Astron 6 stuff notwithstanding. And Kung Fury, which we've already mentioned.
Psycho Gorman's really the only other one I've watched. I haven't watched their other ones.
But have you seen anything else like this movie before?
Oh, I mean, maybe not exactly like that. No, it's pretty unique, I think. I mean, we mentioned already Kung Fury is probably the closest thing
that is like
that
for
feels
me,
like
absolute
this.
Closest. Like
yeah.
Makes me want to rewatch Kung Fury, honestly.
Uh-huh. But I mentioned Guardians of Justice that just hit Netflix. I'm not like plugging them. I don't get paid.
Dustin is sponsored by Netflix, ladies and gentlemen.
I just watched the first episode yesterday, and it has the same feel to it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is it so? It's kind of like 80s and 80s action inspired.
Yep, exactly. And what's kind of funny about it is Diamond Dallas Page is in it.
Oh, of course, as you do.
Yep. So Guardians of Justice. So it's a group of heroes, right? And this is why it feels like Manborg, in that the characters, DDP plays Nighthawk, looks like Batman.
Sure.
There's Marvelous Man, looks like Superman.
Sure.
There's a girl named Speed, Flash.
Looks like the Flash, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's just kind of silly like that. There's a Joker-like character called Smiles.
But it's kind of like 80s action movie adjacent.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something.
It scratches that itch for sure.
So speaking of itch scratching, what is your favorite 80s action movie?
Oh man, that's tough. There's so many.
I have one. You know what? Let's just open up the debate. Let's just start throwing things out there. Commando.
That one's great.
That's like very near the top for me. Commando's like a near perfect movie.
Anything that had Schwarzenegger in it, I would watch. Jean-Claude Van Damme, I would watch. Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, you were a little less discerning than I was. I have seen like 0 Dolph Lundgren movies. I've never even seen Rocky 3.
Oh, really?
Nope. It's not. It's just I know what the story is. Like, I know. I think it's so ubiquitous at this point. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
What happens in Rocky 3? What happens in Rocky? Like, shit. If you've seen Creed, you know what happens in Rocky 3.
Exactly.
Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for that matter. Yeah, Commando's good. Yeah, anything Stallone, anything Schwarzenegger, Die Hard.
Yeah, those guys kind of owned the era. Bruce Willis, Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, they really did. And then in the 90s...
Steven Seagal.
Yeah, oh my God. Steven Seagal is an EPA agent, because he is in this movie. God. And then in the 90s... Well, I guess, no, Seagal was more the 90s. Seagal's like... It's Seagal and Keanu in the 90s. I don't know why.
Okay.
Like, I don't know what... Like... And it's funny because like Keanu has obviously had like this massive resurgence in his career with John Wick.
Yeah.
But like Keanu was like a 90s action star. Chain Reaction, Speeds.
True. Yeah.
Oh my God, there's something else. There's another Speed-esque movie with Keanu in it. Keanu was in it. No, that's Sandra. that's Sandy B. That's good old Sandra Bullock and I think Eric Roberts maybe, or I'm not sure. I've never seen Speed 2. Speed 1 on the other hand, Speed is talking about movies that are damn near perfect. That movie's really good. Oh my God.
That movie was
Dennis
great.
Hopper, Jeff Daniels.
Edge of my seat.
Yeah,
I remember watching it the first time. I was just like, man, the suspense.
The stunt with the bus.
Yep.
Everything about Speed is pretty good. Speed's a good one. Like 90s action movies. What does that look like? Like what are those movies? Everybody always talks about 80s, but like the 90s is kind of like this weird, like it's like the 80s but like dirtier, or like I don't know. When I think of 90s action movies like Speed, kind of already mentioned that one. God. Double Team. Is that Double Trouble? Was that the one with 2 Jean-Claude Van Dammes? And then there's one with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dennis Rodman.
Maybe.
And then
I was thinking of the Double Dragons movie, I guess.
Demolition Man.
Oh, yeah. Demolition Man was amazing.
Judge
I love that movie.
Demolition Man is like possibly one of the greatest action movies ever made.
Yeah. Barbed Wire.
Is that the Pamela Anderson movie? I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Starship Troopers came out in the 90s.
That was fun.
Starship Troopers is an amazing film.
Yeah.
Oh, a movie we didn't even talk about from the 80s that this movie essentially cops from directly. RoboCop.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Holy shit. RoboCop is, I think, genuinely, like, they keep coming up this year. I don't know why. Like, we started it in January talking about it, and now I can't stop fucking talking about it. Movies that are damn near perfect. I think RoboCop is a perfect movie.
I like RoboCop a lot.
I'd buy that for $1. Like, holy shit. Like, that line for me is like that. Like, when I think of RoboCop, I think of Peter Weller. That line with that guy and, do you fly, Bobby? Like, fucking, oh my God. Just, I don't know. It was OCP and Dick Jones. Like, everything about that movie is just fucking amazing.
Yeah, there's definitely RoboCop inspiration here.
Yeah.
A lot of movies we just talked about probably folded up into this one.
Terminator.
Yeah.
T1 and T2. Definitely this one is more inspired by T1, though there is kind of that T2 takeover of the world by an outside force thing. There's a lot of like really good movies that inspired this movie. That the pedigree, like you said, you can kind of feel it. You feel it. It's not even like they're not even referencing it. It's just this is kind of what it feels like.
Well, and you probably noticed all the demons and monsters from hell, they're Nazis.
Of course. Yeah, they're just like blatantly Nazis.
Yeah.
Wearing red armbands with white circles and black like figuring. Yes, they are fucking 100% fucking Nazis.
I love that because Kung Fury, same thing. It was Hitler.
Well, and you know, I feel like I don't know why that was an 80s thing, because that was more like an Indiana Jones thing.
Yeah, would you call that an action movie? I like that. That's an action movie, right? Or is it more like adventure movie? I
think the problem with something like Indiana Jones is like classifying it as an action movie is almost like it might be the action movie of action movies. Like Raiders might be like just like the greatest action movie ever made.
Yeah. Right? I loved watching those movies because you did get action. It's practical action. It wasn't over the top. It was how this person probably would have gotten out of those situations.
Well, right, sure. Well, and again, it's inspired by pulp serials of the 30s and 40s, which I know Indiana Jones is amazing. I mean, there are few movies better than those first three movies. And those first three movies are, again, pick which one is your favorite, but I think everybody can agree they're good movies. They're great movies. Again, Raiders of the Lost Ark is one of the greatest movies of all time. Like, just watching some of the things they did in that movie will just blow your fucking mind. And then it'll blow your mind again after it's already been blown. So, and again, like, there's that spirit here in Manborg. Like, that spirit of Spielberg in his yard filming, the last train robbery, with his little Super 8 camera. There is that here. Like, that's what I love about something like Manborg. Again, like, everything that I don't like about the movie aside, 6 dudes, Astron 6, let's just call them that, they made this movie.
Yeah.
And this is what launched them into becoming the filmmakers they are now, which is amazing.
They have more resources now, but they're not losing their style. I mean,
oh my God,
their production budget goes up, but they still got the same feel.
They've stuck true to themselves throughout.
Yep.
Shit, Adam Brooks is in Psycho Gorman as the dad. And he's great. It's a very different take on that kind of character, but I loved it because, again, it felt very like Astron 6. They felt true to themselves. And you have to applaud a group of filmmakers who go, no, we want to do this our way, and we want to do it the way we want to do it. And, financial success be damned. Not saying these movies aren't financially successful, but they're not the most mainstream. Far from it.
I think it goes to that thing like if people see you having a good time, they're going to have a good time. So you can tell they enjoyed making this movie and people are enjoying the movie.
And it comes from a place of love of nostalgia, not nostalgic exploitation, which I think is a thing in this day and age. I know that some people will jump on my back for saying Ghostbusters Afterlife was massively exploitative, but it was. But that's the point, but it's nostalgic exploitation. And I don't like that, but in this, it's it's partial exploitation, but it's more invocation and inspiration. They're evoking, they're invoking and invoking the feelings you get from watching Terminator and RoboCop, but they're not like, I'll be back. They don't have anything that overt, like something like Ghostbusters Afterlife kind of trafficked in. I don't want to beat up on that movie, but
I was expecting an I'll be back moment in this movie, though, because they had a lot of shots that were like people walking away and turning around.
Yeah.
I never really got it. Just got the thumbs up.
Yeah. Well, I think that was it. I think that totally had to have been it. Like that was there's your moment right there.
Yeah.
And I think the most surprising thing here is I had never seen this before.
This is your first time seeing it, huh?
Yeah. Does that surprise you?
I mean, you've seen a lot of movies. I figured this one would have graced your screen at some point. It did mine.
Yeah, right. I'm Dustin Rutledge, and this film graced my screen. Well, I mean, to your point, for me, I've seen other Astron 6 movies, so
yeah.
I've known about this movie. It's not like I'd never heard of it before. I just never seen it, and it's free to watch on Plex right now. It's free on Plex. Plex has a large library of free movies to watch, and this happens to be on there. So if you want to go watch this movie, which I think you should, especially if you're into these kinds of movies already, it's a fun little romp. It's a little nonsensical at times.
And in a way, if I had older kids, I mean, mine are 6 and 3, so they're not watching this with me. But if they were older, this is a great kind of gateway into those campy movies.
Yeah.
Because it's not like overly vulgar. It's just kind of like obviously fake bloody stuff
Right. going
on. So it's easy to, like, if you want to watch it with kids that are older, they have to be older.
Watch it with your 5-year-olds. No, I agree. This is it's a nice little kind of entry point to this specific genre of film.
Yeah.
And there are, again, we kind of already have mentioned some of these other movies that are of the same ilk. I do think it's funny, though, that you watch this for the first time. Someone brought a actual physical fucking DVD copy of it. That, to me, is insanity. Like, isn't that kind of nuts to think about? Like, someone you know had a physical copy of Manborg.
I think they got it out of like a Walgreens DVD bin or something.
I wouldn't be surprised, because it was probably released by Magnet or somebody at the time, and Magnet is kind of just releases tons of stuff. So
I think they brought Abraxas the same night.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you. No, I have never seen Abraxas. All I know is it has Jesse Ventura in it.
Well, I have the DVD.
Oh, yeah? Is it super good?
It was like $1 for the DVD. I think you paid for it, but it like skips a lot, and so I don't think I've ever seen the movie in its
You've never watched
entirety.
Abraxas?
What's that?
We've never seen it.
I've seen it, but it skips so much. Like not just a little skip. It'll skip like 10 minutes of the movie.
So what you're saying is the next time we do an episode, we're watching Abraxas then.
Yeah.
It looks like you've offered that up as the next course on our feasting platter of fucking nightmarish movies we watch together. I mean,
I'm in.
Hey, I've never seen it, and it's got the governor of Minnesota, Jesse Ventura. And I will not do a Jesse Ventura impersonation. I'll do it on that episode once or twice, but I've never seen him in a movie before.
Awesome.
I'm sure his acting is just superb.
Well, that's how you become governor.
Right, is your acting and your in-ring ability and that fucking headdress that you wear.
Yep.
The beaded headdress, which is still like the greatest fucking... More bald men should wear those on their heads, and I think they'd be a lot more confident with themselves if they just had like a beaded pharaoh headdress on their head. So Dustin, what are your final thoughts on Manborg?
I mean, it'll probably be something I watch again. For me, it's one of those movies that it's just fun, and I like paying attention now that I've seen it a couple times, paying attention to some of the background things like this time I noticed the scientist hitting the backspace button on his keyboard when he said he tried to undo bringing hell to Earth.
Right.
Because the backspace button on your keyboard is going to do it.
Right. And apparently you can summon hell to Earth with your keyboard to begin with.
So little things like that, like I just find something new in it every time I watch it, and it's silly, it's fun, it scratches that gore itch, and it doesn't take long. If I just want to watch something that I want to have on while I'm doing something else too, like it's one of those movies where you can be folding laundry and have this on.
Yeah, that's fair. It doesn't require your utmost attention.
Yeah, you're not trying to figure anything out. You're not trying to, you might
be
I
trying to
can't
figure
miss what
something
that
out,
person
but I'm not
says.
sure what it is. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was, again, having seen Astron 6's other movies, I kind of knew what to expect, but the budget and everything else kind of factored it into a different direction that I was expecting to be like, obviously it's a very cheaply made, but like the quality, the production value is so much better than it has any right to be at the budget level that it was at. And I think that's just a testament to Astron 6's love for the genre, love for a time and a place and a kind of movie making that it's not that it doesn't exist anymore, but people don't make movies like that anymore. When they do make a movie like it, they're making a movie like it intentionally, specifically. But at the time in the 80s, people were just making movies like this. It wasn't like they were intending to make that kind of movie. They just made that kind of movie because
It's just what it became.
that's just what it was. Yeah. So when you are kind of referencing things that have come before, but doing it in a loving way, doing it in a less exploitative, less kind of financially motivated way, which seems to be the nostalgia. Nostalgia as a whole seems to always be a financially motivated thing to get people to get in the feels and buy Ghostbusters toys or Indiana Jones toys or Star Wars toys or whatever nostalgic shit you're going to buy. Like, it doesn't have that. It doesn't have that, like, nostalgia baiting and pandering, but it still evokes and invokes a time and a place and a style of movie making that we just don't see anymore.
Yeah. I guarantee you'll just smile the whole way through it.
Yeah, and for that I appreciate it, and for that I enjoyed it, and for that I'm glad that we have a production company like Astron 6 around to keep these kinds of things alive in a way that, in their case at least, just keeps getting better and more refined. Because Psycho Gorman is a movie, a good movie with a plot, and an A plot and a B plot and a C plot and character motivations and well thought out characters. So if this is the starting place and we get to Psycho Gorman, this is still a pretty good starting place.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So, go ahead, Dustin. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and I think that they just hit it out of the park with the stuff they make. They, like I said earlier, they know what lane they're in. They do a good job at it. And sure, there's probably people, it's not their bag, but it's going to resonate with others. And that's really all they care about.
Yeah. And for those of us that it resonates with, it really resonates with us.
Yeah.
So I guess the next time we chat, we're going to be talking about Abraxas, huh?
Abraxas.
Abraxas. A alien movie featuring Jesse Ventura?
Yep.
But not him searching for aliens.
No, I think
The hunt for the extraterrestrials continues.
I think he's fighting another alien or something.
So like that one episode of Star Trek style?
Yeah.
Are they like trapped on a planet together and they're like hunting each other?
It's something like that. I want to say, gosh, it's been a while. I want to say the baddie comes to, I think he comes to Earth. Abraxas comes to stop whatever his plans are. And yeah, they just fight here on Earth.
I mean, it's got Jesse Ventura in it, so how bad could it really be?
Exactly.
Yeah, my optimism is probably massively misplaced. My optimism is probably beyond misguided. So, but until then, Dustin, thank you for joining me as always. Thank you for picking another interesting pick. You've been, they've been good so far. This is our third or fourth now. Arachnophobia, Bubba Hotep. Was there one in between this and Bubba Hotep?
I don't know if there was. This might have been.
So Dustin and I haven't done one of these in a long time, but that's not going to be the case because it wasn't the case before, and then it was for a while. I don't know. The October to the end of last year was fucking weird for me.
It was.
Yeah, for a lot of us, it was.
We're in a semi-lockdown again?
Yeah, and then the beginning of this year wasn't much better, so.
Yeah.
So that's where you can find us, and Dustin and I will be talking to Abraxas soon, so if you're a fan of Abraxas, come on back for that one.
Or if you want to become a fan of Abraxas.
Right, then come on down and join us, because we're going to be talking about Abraxas some point here in the near future.